Leviathan is a very ancient deity from a long, long time. A deity that is actually forgotten in these ages, in these times. Actually, I never heard of someone like Leviathan until a dragon, a dragon came to me. A dragon in the form of more like a serpent. And I felt a lot of darkness. Felt a lot of darkness, but also a lot of wisdom, a lot of ancient wisdom. Wisdom that is actually far, far beyond that of a human. That I actually could not handle the energy that once came to me. The energy of Leviathan. That the most, I can say, the most feared dragon of them all, even more than Fafnir, which is also a dragon god, but the most well known. Leviathan is also being called as the devil himself, the devil for guarding a hellish-like dimension, such as if you want to reach out for the Dragon's Gate. In most cases, can be called the reaching out for your destination. But to reach that, you have to go through a hellish-like dimension where Leviathan is ruling. That is the void. That is what I call the void, because it's empty. An empty place, an empty space where your soul will immediately be transformed into something that is holding on to you, like wolves. That is what I could understand inside of the void. Your soul will be changing immediately. But like Leviathan, a lot of people say that he's some kind of evil or a devil, but I experienced him as something else. And you have to excuse me because I talk a lot about Leviathan or Tiamat, but those are the gods that I am familiar with. Those are the gods that are part of my dragon's eye. So, of course, I understand a lot more about these dragon gods, so I can talk about a bit more about the dragon gods. I can lesser talk from example Pangu or Tiamat. Tiamat is part of my dragon eye, but Pangu or Tialong, those are the dragon gods that are not by my side, so I can lesser understand them. But Leviathan is a dragon god that I very much start to understand, and understanding something like Leviathan is understanding darkness itself and how everything works inside of nature and its all. If Leviathan is one of your dragon's eye, you have to understand a little bit more about the darkness, but also a little bit more about being a child of Leviathan. Leviathan is also being called the devil or a demon, or that is also what it translates to. You know, the cliche story of the devil that is inside of hell, that is actually a bit what it is. But it's not hell. He is just a guardian of the gates. And it's not he who creates the darkness, but he rules over it. He is there to guard it. He is there to guard the lights. The lights are the tunnels, the lights are the gates inside of the great darkness. And he is actually the guardian of the lights, all of them. He is also the guardian of the Dragon's Gate. No one can pass through the Dragon's Gate unless you have the soul of a dragon, unless you can see that you have a draconic energy, unless you can say to Leviathan that you have a dragon energy, that you also have dragons by your side, that you have a dragon's eye. Leviathan is actually a guardian also of the lights, but also of water, also of life in itself. What people don't understand most of the time is feared. That is what actually all of the dragon gods are. All of the dragon gods and all of the guardians are being called like this. They are all feared, all of them, simply because dragons are not humans. Dragons are actually more on the top of the food chain, you can say. And that is what people fear it. And that is also why Leviathan has become feared a lot. He's not the one that promises heaven or hell. He is the one that will judge you. He will judge you. He will do this once you leave this world. You leave this world behind. Most of the time you go through the void, and most of the time you wait judgment. If you want to know what Judgment Day is, Judgment Day is when Leviathan decides over your fate. And that is also what I came to understand. He is a part of my dragon eye. But he is not here to judge. He is here to guide. He is here with you to guide, to be a parent, a very strict parent. And he, just like all of your dragons, is here also with love and connection. You have connection with Leviathan. You have connection with the void. You have connection with the water. You have connection with the dragon serpent, the draconic serpent of the void. And yeah, he is a judge, of course. And when I say this to people, what will you say when you come before Leviathan? Oh, there is no such thing. Yeah, okay. Excuse me. Leviathan is with me, but not to judge. He's here to guide. He's here with you as well to be your guardian, and also a guide. And he will show up to show you where your path is going. Once you merge with him, once he is with you, he will show you the ways of the darkness. He will show you the gray part of your dragon magic. He will show you all of your emotions, how it will work, how dragon magic works. When Tiamat came with me, it was more like a mother that wraps her wings around you, and that is very much what a mother does. But Leviathan is a strict father, a strict teacher. And whenever you fail in something, then Leviathan will show you a part of his void, so that you will become stronger from it and that you will learn from it. Like I said, I became a vegan because of him, because I saw death, and I had to change. I just had to change, not being myself for a long time, and I needed to change. That is what Leviathan showed me. A lot of people on the Dragon's Path say that that they have a completely different path. That could be because everything is different on your path. It could be different kind of gods, different guardians, but the teachings are also different. My teachings are of death. I needed to know of death and how dark it is, how dark hell can be, true hell, and how I can learn from light and darkness. Leviathan was the one who showed me, and Tiamat did not agree with his teachings because it's strict. It changes you immediately, how he wants you to change. He is not a devil. He is a guardian of the light. The guardian of the light. You cannot enter the light if you are not light yourself. But in order to become light, you need to know what darkness is. You need to know what death is. You need to know what it is to be on the side of Leviathan. Leviathan's symbol is also seen as something demonic because they very much fear Leviathan. But just the same as I have an encounter with a spirit called Lucifer, it's just the same. A lot of people demonize him like some kind of a Satan figure. Well, I discovered something different, but that is another story. This is a story of Leviathan. When Leviathan first came to me, I knew somewhere that a dragon was approaching, but I did not. You cannot prepare yourself for the arrival of Leviathan. Leviathan is very strong, ancient deity, an ancient god, a dragon god. Sorry. A dragon god, just the same as Tiamat and Pangu and Fafnir. But Leviathan is much more one with darkness. And he shows us the darkness, but it's all in order to see the light. Because dragons, all of them, are light workers. That is why I became a witch. I wanted to be a dragon witch in order to follow the dragon, but also to understand much more about the elements and light and darkness. Leviathan has ever since been my teacher, but also a father. A father like Tiamat is the mother. Leviathan is my father. A draconic parents, my draconic dragon gods, I can say. And this might as well be something that will happen to you. When your dragon gods arrive, you will feel this. You will connect with this. You will connect with an ancient primal force of nature. And Leviathan, I talk a lot about him because he is a part of my dragon eye, and he has a lot. I can say a lot about him. All the stories, all my life has been changed because of him, because of he was a part of my dragon eye, not because of Tiamat. Tiamat just want to care, just want to hold, just want to uh, fulfill my wishes. She can also be very strict, and she is the goddess of chaos. I can feel this very much. Everything changed when she came. All of my emotions was one big chaos when she arrived. She arrived together alongside with my dragon by my side. She took care that everything was chaos, and so out of the chaos I could balance my own path inside of it. That is the perfect way to start your own path, a dragon's path. But Leviathan shook it more up. It was not enough. I needed to do more. Show to him where your draconic energy lies, and show to him where change is. I needed to show my own light and darkness, show it before him, and once I showed it, I needed to struggle with it. I needed to fight with it and then become friend with it. That is just how Leviathan works. I was not afraid once he arrived because he felt very draconic. I did not fear it, but I was questioning something. I was questioning, what am I actually following? What was I following once I felt Leviathan? I questioned my own fate. What am I following? Because it felt demonic, but later on it felt much more draconic. It's not demonic because it's dark. It's very dark, but later on I felt the connection with him, and that he wanted to create light inside of the darkness. Light. He can control the darkness. He's one with the darkness, but it's all in order to guardian the light. And that is also what we can do as children of Leviathan. We can also be guardians of the light. We can also be travelers of the void, but we need to not be afraid of being inside of the dark. Tiamat is my greatest light, and Leviathan is the darkness that balances it. It's all about dragons. Gods and dragons. People just forgot who the real gods are. And that is a bit bold of me to say, maybe. To say, yeah, I know the true gods. Yeah, I know what was arriving. I know what was with me, and that was just no spirit, no simple spirit. This was one with nature. This was one with everything that grows. Tiamat or Leviathan, they both are everything that lives, everything that grows. And when they arrive with you, they are a part of your dragon circle. And you will learn from them. They are your greatest teachers. Just don't be afraid of them. They love you, but they will show it in a way of teachings and guidings. These are the dragon gods, but in fact it can also just be called, these are the gods.